Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't feel me straight the plot. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Been east to rich with east and they stick when I make it fast. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute you, I keep out the bone. But let's get you know my knee and must be up the shown. And when I see a nigga smile, you will stay up front. And if they got me know, then now you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This ain't I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke a scrap. And if I get I'll keep a far, I know some planet, yeah. Taking trash to this card from my reason to living. All the flu on the blend, that resenting you reeling. Next kicking out of love, I might never be willing. You shall never know what you I can never forget. But tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name is Kanana sequel. Spick it fresh, taken down, so decide the needle. Put down, stay the time to lime like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they come now. But knock up so fresh up and do the moves confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose stakes, it's native Purricana. I was go always not a haka bagel, drink your face. But I was thinking to his soul when I was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I ain't like the make whatever. I say Kablin, flame mine, you gave me no resistance. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but store and never tripping. It's the enemies it's all, boy, yo come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
What up, dope fam? Welcome to GPTV1 live stream. Today we're diving into the intense recap and reaction of day 3 of the P. Diddy trial. As you may already know, things are heating up in the courtroom and the atmosphere is charged with tension. And it's getting a lot of media attention as well. And I want to turn down my little music. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, it's been got a lot of media attention. We've got a lot to unpack from the testimonies that shook everyone to the unexpected twist that left us all on the edge of our seats. Turn down my little sound a little bit. Just a tad bit. I like my little music in the background. Go back to my notes here. But that's not all. I'm excited to announce that we have a special guest. Well, I'm supposed to. Before we jump into the drama, let's take a moment for this important public announcement. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. Welcome back to GPTV1. The live chat is wide open. Super chat is wide open. And the membership is wide open. Don't forget to check out the GP merch. We got some fresh new designs over there. I want to thank y'all for y'all support. Your support means the world to me. But back to this P. Diddy trial. This is day 3. And Cassie wants to... Well, Cassie still was on the stand, and she still got to go through cross-examination. So there's still a lot going on there. One of the things she was claiming that the sex worker, she had to deal with urine and guys peeing on her and that type of stuff. That's just crazy, man. It sort of reminds me of R. Kelly, and a lot of people try to compare this to OJ. But I think OJ's situation was just a little bit bigger than this. But that's what a lot of people think, and a lot of people compare it to that. I personally don't. But it, in my opinion, this is a case of Cassie using his own game against him. And she testified that P. Diddy used videos and held it over her head. And I do believe that. And that's what she did against him. She held that one video, or those people held onto that video. And she used that as leverage in her game. And I ain't mad at her for doing that. And that's why you had to watch what you're doing around people, because they'll turn around and use your own game against you, and they can bring you down. I have definitely experienced that. I mean, I got people mad at me now from years ago, people I don't even know. And it's a case of, if I get into an argument with them, I might as well stand in the mirror and argue with myself. That's a real thing. But I do think this is a case of Cassie using his own game against him by using no video. And he had multiple videos of her. P. Diddy had multiple videos of this girl, Cassie. And he let her know, too. They say she testified that he would bring up these videos. And I think they had sent text messages back and forth with each other about these videos. And he supposedly deleted these videos, and she was requesting that. But we all know he did not delete those videos. And speaking of those videos, it's reported that only the jury will see the freak off. So it won't be shown to the audience in the courtroom. So the reporters and all that type of stuff, the families, they will not be viewing these freak off videos. I know everybody thought, and I did too, that it would be very graphic in this case, that they got to show all these videos. And they said the daughters and them, they didn't come to the trial today. They probably thought they was going to show those videos themselves, but it's been decided that they're not going to show the videos to the audience, only to the jury. And that's cool, though. They get to see and watch and see what was going on with these freak offs. And all this stuff is damaging for him. I think they putting this case together very well, because I mean, you start out with the officer who came to the scene and saw her all bruised up, and P. Diddy tried to bribe him. So that's damaging. And then this case is not about domestic violence. It's all about coercion and force and that type of thing. That's why they brought up this video, which was allegedly right after a freak off that happened, and she just didn't want to do it, so she started running away from him, and they saw that he forced her back there, and all this stuff he was doing to her. So that's another element. And then you got to bring her into the case, who was the victim in all this stuff, who's being forced and coerced and drugged and all that stuff. So you need a victim. And to me, the last part is bringing the person up who's getting the drugs, like the drug mule. That's in my opinion. So I think all of that stuff is a well put together case. And another thing, they say requested that she hide her stomach, because she's very pregnant while she's on the stand. Like she's about to give birth like any given day, literally. So, but that's just him. You know, he's trying to create some chaos as much as possible, and he's just gonna be in court for a long time because he still got all those civil suits. One person that got it in for P. Diddy is definitely Nancy Gray. Nancy Grace, Nancy Grace got it in for this guy. If it was up to her, she will bury P. Diddy right now as we speak. That's a fact. You'll see it GPTV1. If you're stopping by, click that like button, share this live stream. I will be going live, starting to get the hang of this and try to build a community up. I'm almost at 7,000 subscribers right now. I think I'm maybe 50 away right now, but I'm pretty sure it'll be there one more day. And then we're going to march on to 10,000 subs. Yeah, that's the goal. And I appreciate all the new subscribers. I really do. Your support means the world to me. But we're going to keep bringing all the content and cover some of the hottest trending stories out there. So, but anyway, like I was saying, Nancy Grace, she just, ever since they came out that video and she saw that, what he did to Cassie, oh man, that just took her through a loop right there. You just can't do that around Nancy Grace's watch. So she got it in for P. Diddy. If it was up to her, P. Diddy be locked up under the jail. That's a fact. Another guy who got it in for P. Diddy is definitely 50 Cent. And I got to go to his Instagram page. So I'm going to go here and share my screen. I want to go to 50 Cent's Instagram page and see some of the stuff he posted on there. So let me go here to 50 Cent, share that screen. Okay, 50 Cent. Oh, he talking about Jay-Z on this one. And the caption says, "Friend Jay, you still there? We blew up, kid. Cut his car to show him who's the boss." Oh, but you know, 50 Cent is the king of the stroll. Everybody knows that though. Everybody knows 50 Cent is the king of the trolling. Another one was this one he had with, of course, this Cassie. A lot of people complain about the people who did the sketching for this thing. And they don't think this artist is doing a great job or giving a good depiction. But at least that's what people's opinion is. But this caption right here shows her very pregnant in this courtroom. And they did say she's vaguely looking at him. But if I was her, I'd avoid him too, you know. So you don't need to be caught up in this hypnotism. But this is 50 Cent. He got it in for P. Diddy. I think they've been having this long-standing rival. I think his 50 Cent baby mama or something got to do with this backdoor type stuff. But Cassie says Diddy asked her to get in the inflatable pool filled with baby oil. And let's go to the next one. All right, it's supposed to be P. Diddy in the pool with baby oil. Okay, what's next here? Oh, but this guy is a fool. 50 Cent is a fool. But those two, 50 Cent and Nancy Grace, they got it in for P. Diddy. That's a fact. She got a lot of she got her own TV show or whatever from like a network, a major network. So I look at a lot of her stuff on YouTube and all that. And she cover a lot of stuff, you know. And when she see you doing something heinous and all that type of stuff, she gonna get at you. She gonna ride you like 40 going north. That's the business though. But that's just Nancy Grace though. And 50 Cent gonna ride him to the end. But I want to play this video and I sort of want to analyze this video and get my thoughts. It's sort of like the update of the trial today because this is a federal case, so it's not broadcasted live. So they have reporters planted in the courtroom, and they try to give real-time live updates. There's only so much they can do because I know they're not going to be able to keep running in and out of the courtroom with these updates and all that stuff. But they try to do what they can, and it's just media all over this thing. So definitely that. Let me see what I got going on here. Take that out of there. Like I said, I want to share my screen and play this video and get my reaction to it. This is GPTV1 live stream. Let me take this music out. Just want to stop that for a second. And I want to give, matter of fact, I want to give P. Diddy a crash out. He certainly crashed out on this. Yeah, he certainly crashed out on this situation right here. And this video is called 11 Disturbing Moments in Cassie Ventura's P. Diddy Trial Testimony. They really go in there and dig deep. I believe they got the transcript to this. So let me share my screen here. Let me click off of there. Share my screen. So we got, yeah. So I want to share my screen here and sort of go through this video and see.
Its case against Sean Diddy Combs takes the stand and testifies about the freak-offs that are at the center of the case against Combs and the abuse she says she suffered at his hands. I go through the most disturbing moments from Cassie Ventura's testimony so far. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. I just wanted it to be over. That's what Cassie Ventura told the jury in Sean Combs' trial about the freak-offs. The freak-offs were those sometimes days-long sex parties that Ventura would take part in with male sex workers. Ventura said Sean Combs directed the freak-offs, and she and Combs would find these male sex workers to take part in them using Craigslist. Ventura said Combs dictated every.
I was just about to ask where they finding these people at. That stuff is an industry, and usually those people that work in that industry, they tend to not get emotionally attached to their clients. And I think some of these people got a little attached to Cassie.
Everything. The use of baby oil, the sex acts that Ventura engaged in with the escorts, the drugs that were used, including Viagra, and the length of the freak-offs. The freak-offs took...
That was another question, because if you go on 2, 3, 4 days, I mean, you need some serious drugs to go that long.
Place in Combs's homes in several cities, in Ventura's homes, and in hotels across the globe. And in some instances, these freak-offs became violent. And federal prosecutors say they have proof of that. It's this video from a hotel hallway in Los Angeles in March of 2016.
Right.
It shows Combs chasing Cassie Ventura out of a hotel suite. We've edited parts of it. Ventura says Combs hit and kicked her and dragged her back to the room when she tried to leave a freak-off. Ventura described it this way on the stand. When I chose to leave, I grabbed what I could and I got out, and Sean followed me into the hallway before the elevators and grabbed me up, threw me on the ground, kicked me, tried to drag me back to the room. He took my stuff, yeah. Ventura told Combs in a...
Yeah, we saw all of that. I think she's really being very descriptive, describing what's going on here.
Text that she wanted to take part in the freak-off because she had a movie premiere, but she also didn't want to mess up her body. But she testified she told him she wanted to do the freak-off so she wouldn't sabotage her movie premiere, which was coming up. She then described in more detail what happened. Ventura said Combs hit her, so she decided to leave. An escort named Jules was still in the hotel suite at the time. Ventura said, after he hit me, and I just saw the result of it, I knew I had to get out. So when he was distracted, I don't know exactly what he was doing. He was either in the shower or on the phone. I just grabbed my stuff and ran out as fast as I could. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson then asked, and where were you headed when you ran out of the room? Ventura responded, I was headed home to my apartment. Johnson asked, what happened next? Ventura responded, I made it to the elevators. I got my sneakers on, and then the next thing I knew, I was just thrown to the ground. Ventura continued, yeah, it was really fast, thrown to the ground. Johnson asked, you said you got your sneakers on when you got to the elevator. Where were your sneakers before? Ventura responded, "My sneakers, I think, were in my bag. I just ran out without any shoes." Johnson asked, "Why did you run out without any shoes?" Ventura responded, "Faster." Johnson asked, "You said you were thrown down in the elevator lobby. Who threw you down?" Ventura responded, "Sean. He grabbed me by the back of my neck and my hoodie and just threw me to the ground." This is another law and crime legal alert. If you received Depo-Provera birth control shots and were later diagnosed with a brain or spinal tumor called meningioma, you may be eligible to take part in a lawsuit. Morgan & Morgan is investigating claims that
Little
patients were not
commercial going
properly
on
warned
right now.
about the
Let me
risk.
scoot it
It's
up a
free to
little bit.
check. It just takes vomiting. It was usually like a normal thing. Johnson asked, "Would you vomit or would you just feel nauseous?" Ventura responded, "I would actually vomit, yeah." Johnson asked, "Did Sean know about the effects that ecstasy and MDMA had on you?" Ventura responded, "Yeah." Johnson asked, "How?"
He didn't give a damn.
Ventura responded, "Because he would see me in the bathroom or I would tell him, so he would just know." Johnson asked, "What, if anything, would Sean say when you got sick from MDMA or ecstasy?" Ventura responded, "He didn't say much, but if we were in the freak off, he would be encouraging me to get up and continue on with it in that condition." Those were not the only drugs Ventura said Combs would ask her or escorts to take. Johnson asked, "Were there any..."
So it don't matter how she's feeling, nauseated, over high, or whatever the case may be. You must finish what you're doing, according to him.
occasions where Sean offered the escorts drugs like Viagra? Ventura responded, "Yeah." Johnson asked, "And who else besides escorts did Sean offer Viagra to?" Ventura responded, "He offered it to me before." Johnson asked, "And what did he say about you taking Viagra?" Ventura responded that it has the same effect on women, just sensitivity. Johnson asked, "Do you take the Viagra that he offered you?" Ventura responded, "I did." Johnson asked, "And how did
So y'all are snorting, popping this and that, and taking Viagra.
you feel?" Ventura responded, "Sensitive and engorged." Johnson asked, "Did you want to take the Viagra?" Ventura responded, "No. I thought no, I didn't." Johnson asked, "When escorts were having trouble getting erect, what, if anything, did you observe affected their inability to get erect?" Ventura said, "Like I said before, just the distraction of seeing Sean move around, maybe just hearing his voice." Ventura said the freak-offs were carefully choreographed, with Combs dictating how they unfolded. Johnson asked, "How would you know when to make that move?" Ventura responded,
So that's the thing about this. When they show these freak offs, it shows that this guy is in total control of everything. And the defense is going to say that everybody was willing participants. But when you look at the video, these videos, you will probably see that he's clearly in control of everything.
"I would just do it and hope that it would be accepted timing-wise," or he told. Johnson asked, "Who would tell you?" "Sean would tell me." When you would ask Sean if you could move from masturbation to touching, why would you ask him? Ventura said it was his fantasy. He was controlling the whole situation. He was directing it. He was doing.
Bingo. Plus, he know how to direct videos and all that stuff. He's a music executive. He ran a record label, so he regularly dealt with people that shoot videos. So he know the technicalities of shooting videos.
He was telling us where to be, what to say, how to act in the room. Johnson then asked,
Bingo.
"And you testified that you would sometimes move straight to oral sex. Why would you want to move to the next sex act?" Ventura responded, "I would just try to speed the process along. It was personally, if I get it done, then it's over, and then we move on to the next thing. I just wanted it to be over." While on the stand, Cassie detailed the planning process that goes into a freak-off. Sean Combs entrusted her to reach out to the male sex workers. Johnson asked, "When you were reaching out to an escort, what, if any..."
Yeah, if you reaching out, they'd be like, "This P. Diddy?" That's why he had her reach out.
anything would you say to the escort about what you were hiring that escort to do? Ventura responded, it depended on like the situation, how they came in, but I would usually say that my husband is into something called voyeurism and he likes to watch me with another man. It was like a basic conversation that I had with most of the escorts. From there, I would get a feel if they were willing to do it or not. Later, Cassie started to piece together why she was instructed to ask certain questions in the screening process. Johnson asked, you just said that sometimes Sean asked you to ask if a person was a cop, right? Ventura responded, yeah. Johnson asked, and you said later, I learned about why. Ventura responded, yeah. Johnson
Because you know this is illegal. This is human trafficking.
asked, what did you learn? Answer from Ventura, I learned that this whole situation was not legal. One of the defense
Bingo.
attorneys objected. The judge sustained the objection. The jury should disregard the witness's last answer. Now, there were times when Cassie Ventura said she would actually use a fake name when reaching out to these people. It was Jackie Starr, and Combs would use pseudonyms. They were Frank Black and Frank White. Johnson asked Ventura, in the beginning, was Sean
That's that name Biggie was using, Frank White. Frank White.
open at the freak-offs about his true identity? Ventura responded, he was not. Johnson asked, how, if at all, did he disguise his identity? Ventura responded, well, he started with the masquerade masks. Sometimes he would wear a hat or something covering his face. Johnson asked, were you open about your true identity? Ventura responded, I was not either. Johnson asked, and what, if anything, did you do to hide your identity? Ventura responded, the same thing as far as the mask. I would wear wigs. Johnson asked, who asked you to wear a wig? Ventura responded, Sean. Cassie Ventura disclosed how much money the escorts would typically make to the jury. Johnson asked, for the escorts who you interacted with, what were they paid thousands of dollars to do? Ventura said, to ejaculate, to finish. Johnson asked, is that after they finished having sex with you? Ventura responded, after having sex, after a long session. Johnson asked, and for all the dancers you interacted with at freak-offs, were those individuals paid as well? Ventura responded, yes. Johnson asked, how much were those dancers paid when they came to
That's a lot going on, buddy. And you got daughters too?
freak-offs? Ventura responded, anywhere between that range that I said before, $1,500 to $6,000 or $7,000. But if Sean Combs was not pleased with the performance, their pay reflected that. Johnson asked, okay, when escorts would ejaculate on you, who, if anyone, would tell them where to ejaculate? Ventura responded, Sean was usually right there directing it where it could be. Johnson asked, were there occasions when escorts ejaculated without having been told to do so? Ventura responded, yes. Johnson asked, what happened on those occasions? Ventura responded, they got paid less. Johnson asked, what, if anything, would Sean say about when escorts ejaculated without having been told to do so? Ventura responded, he was pretty open with the fact that he wasn't pleased by their performance, so yeah, he would take less money. Johnson asked, and when you would go into the other room and you said Sean asked you to put semen on him? Ventura responded, mm-hmm. Johnson then said, did you do that?
That's a lot going on in there. I'm going to stop it right there. That's pretty graphic. That's the testimony she was giving. And we pretty much know there's going to be a lot of graphic talking that goes into this right here. And this is GPTV1. Excited to be here and talking on this case right here. And I'm going to keep coming live and keep dropping as we march towards this 10,000 subscriber goal. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Share this video, hit that subscribe button, check out the GP store, and one love, and y'all stay blessed out there, fam.